as soon as I got done filming the bluepoint video, gonna edit it, searching the website just to make sure I got all my boxes cleared. GameRanks goes ahead, publishes an article saying, rumor, Bluepoint Games pitched the God of War live service to Sony. And then it starts off with, apparently the game was too big for them to handle. The article goes on to say, last week, Sony confirmed that they were closing the studio 5 years after acquiring it. Detective Seeds claimed to have learned new information about the situation since. Seeds was told that Bluepoint themselves pitched a live service game to Sony while they were working as a support studio for God of War Ragnarok. And yes, it was also a God of War game. Unfortunately for Bluepoint, they kept missing deadlines as they eventually realized the project was too big for them to handle. Sony canceled the live service God of War game in 2025, and Bluepoint was tasked with pitching new projects. They pitched 2 remakes they wanted to work on and 2 other projects. Both remakes were rejected because Sony was unaware that they would be enough interest for the game to sell. At the time Sony closed Bluepoint Games, they were not working on any projects. I really do think this is Sony's doing still. I can't believe Bluepoint would pitch this idea to Sony. Bluepoint Games Studio is only a 70-person studio and that has never done a live service. Their bread and butter is remakes and remasters. So to say that, yeah, they're the ones who pitched the idea, I just don't believe it. I think this is Sony's way of kind of covering their tracks because Herman doesn't want bad publicity for the brand of Sony PlayStation. But then again, he doesn't care. He's chasing after because if he did care, he wouldn't be chasing after live service games. He wouldn't be chasing after this idea of the unicorn in gaming, which is like Roblox, like Fortnite, like Call of Duty. I mean, Fortnite, the reason why this keeps getting bigger and bigger is because of the collaborations they do with properties like Marvel, DC, music artists, TV shows, all that. That's the reason why they keep blowing up and keep the cog of Fortnite keeps going. And the reason why Roblox keeps blowing up and concurrent players is because they've already created a system that is has different kinds of games within their platform. I mean, total players is for Roblox alone is over 10 billion. Sony will never be able to touch that. And my worst fear, because if they're going to close Bluepoint, I got a feeling that if Marathon doesn't succeed into what Herman's idea of success is, I think they're going to close Bungie. I just do. Now, what he determines is successful, I don't know. I mean, he could want Marathon to have current players of close to 500 to 900 players on a daily average or weekly average. I don't know. I know Bungie's been listening to the community and they've been doing so much things with the Marathon game. They're doing that server slam this weekend, which in all honesty I think is the worst weekend because Resident Evil drops this weekend. Majority of America and players around the world are going to be playing that versus the whole Marathon thing, but I could be wrong. There is a vast variety of gaming going down this weekend. But yeah, I don't believe it was Bluepoint's idea to do this. But I am curious of what two remakes that they pitched. A lot of people are online are speculating that it's Bloodborne, and I don't think that is. It would have been cool if you see Sly Cooper and Jack and Dexter. Because if those were two, oh dude, it would have been over. We would have picked those games up, 100%. Ratchet and Clank, Twisted Metal. I mean, Sony has a vast variety of, as far as like original IPs that they could have just worked from. But this is going to be an ongoing developing story, I think. I think we're going to eventually find out those two remakes because majority of these people at Bluepoint are getting picked up by bigger studios to work on games that are coming out, I think, this year or next year. So, yeah, I mean, we'll eventually find out the real true story of this. Whose idea was it? Because in all honesty, I think this is Sony's trying to just cover the tracks. Because they don't want to be hated. Because this is going to carry on throughout the year. Because, like I said, if Marathon does not perform the way Sony wants it, they'll close that one too. Bungie will be on the chopping block. Terrible, I swear. With all the games that we have coming out this year, this kind of news with like Bluepoint, the whole Microsoft thing, it shadows all the good games that are coming out in the upcoming months. But I pass it off to you. Do you believe that Sony really, or I should say Bluepoint really did come up with the idea of a live service God of War game, or is it do you think Sony went ahead is just covering their tracks? And are you curious of what two games that they're pitched to remake? Let me know in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, guys. Peace.